Oh look, I think it's situations that no one's foreseen. Is that there's a lot going on in and around the footy club, and I think it's important that not only other staff but everyone in and around the footy club help share the load. And James is pretty tied up at the moment, so just here to do the press conference about the game this week.
Is James definitely going to be coaching tomorrow night?
As far as I know, he's definitely going to be senior coach, yeah.
Simon, how does James concentrate on coaching at the moment with everything that's going on? I mean, even Tim Watson said yesterday, how is he possibly the best man to coach this club at the moment?
Yeah, look, I think it's obviously been very difficult, time for everyone. It's a very stressful time, but to James's credit, he's been outstanding with the players, and his number one thing throughout this whole thing has been about the players and making sure this team actually performs. And for a large part of the year, we have done that, but for the last 4 weeks, we haven't. And I think now, we're really looking forward to Saturday night and putting on a good performance against Carlton.
Simon, you said that his main concern's always been about the players. How did he take the call yesterday on Triple M about the fact, a mum saying that it was all about him, that he was selfish, he was disregarding the players?
Oh, look, I think, from anyone's perspective in this, it was very sad to see that. It was very sad. It was hard to hear. It was hard to listen to for everyone involved in the footy club. And, I think our primary concern from a club's perspective has been the players and their families. And, it was really difficult. And I think the club have been fantastic in trying to really look after the parents and making sure they're well educated. And, I think they're going to continue to have that support.
The players have faded in the past few weeks because of all this pressure. Are you confident that they can sort of put a strong effort to the rest of the season?
That's something we're really focusing on, is actually putting on a performance that we're proud of. It's the last 4 weeks has been something that we certainly haven't been proud of the way we've played, and expectation on the outside is really low at the moment, but internally we still have really high expectations with each other, and that's really important to us.
Do you think support for James Hird is dwindling amongst the playing group?
Oh look, not what I've seen. James has been terrific with the players, and he's been fantastic in the way he's gone through this year. It's been a very difficult time for everyone. It's been a very difficult time for James, but he's been very resolute in the fact that he wants to just coach this team as best he can and try and get the results that we're looking for.
Simon, when you say that James is tied up at the moment, can you tell us what's he tied up with?
Oh, look, I think we all understand that at the moment it's a very, there's a lot going on away from just football, and there's a lot of meetings going on, there's lots of stuff going on. I think that what we all need to do as staff is to really step up and actually take some of that load away from James and actually help in this situation and help the club actually move forward. And it's territory that we haven't been in before.
Is the results of the past month indicative of the players' support for James beginning to dissolve?
Look, I wouldn't have thought. I think there's a lot of things that have gone on within our playing group over this year, but one thing that we have seen is a lot of resilience within the playing group. Yeah, we've had a number of injuries, but I think now we're starting to move forward, and we're looking to play some performances that are highly competitive against good opposition. We're playing Carlton this week, Richmond the week after, and we don't know what will happen after that, but we're looking forward to the next 2 weeks, especially this week against Carlton, on putting on a performance that we can actually walk away and say we're proud of.
What about the perception in the last few weeks that James's defiance has been more about his future and reputation rather than the future and reputation of the players?
No, I think number one is James has always had concern for the players. I think that's been his number one aim, is to make sure that the players and their families are okay. And I'm sure James hasn't wanted this to become about him, but it's certainly something that is a really difficult time for him that he's going through at the moment. It's territory that no one at the footy club and James himself has been in before, but it's something that the playing group are very tight. They're very resolute still, and they really want to put on a performance that they can be proud of.
So given everything you just said, would it not be better if someone else took charge that could completely focus on the team?
No, I think James Hird is the senior coach of this football club. James Hird wants to coach this football club. James Hird has certainly been doing the best of his ability at the moment, and this is, as I said, territory that no one's seen before, and he has got a lot going on, and it's just a matter of all the other staff around him really stepping up.
You haven't felt the need to share the load before. Why now? Why?
Well, I think it's got to a stage now where it's really important. I think we've seen over the last month as a club and as a playing group, our performances haven't been there, and I think it's now time that we do continue to step up. James has been fantastic through this process, and he's continued to drive the standards within this football club, continue to drive the behaviours that we want to perform on when we go out there and play, and over the last 4 weeks we haven't been able to do that.
Are you worried about what the investigation might hold for you down the track, Simon?
Oh, look, I'm not here to talk about the specifics of the investigation. I'm here to prepare our team and comment on the game against Carlton this week.
Any questions on the game?
Simon, what gives you any sort of confidence that the players can turn it around, given it's been another horrible week?
Look, you can only go by what you see at training, and training has been to a pretty high standard again over the last 2 weeks, and we just felt there was things in our game last week which would show that we're starting to turn things around slowly, and I'm confident that if we can put on a performance that would go for 3.5 quarters and keep us in the game, the guys will get some confidence in the way they go about it. But I've got no doubt that Joe Watson and the leadership group have been very strong on playing to a level that that we are capable of, and that we will be proud of when we walk off the ground, and that's the aim tomorrow night.
Simon, there has been reports this morning that some players might have been considering their future at the football club, but we've just seen news that Jake Melksham's re-signed for a couple of years. That is, I guess, a show of faith in the midst of, a crisis situation.
Oh, absolutely. We've got some really aspiring young players at our footy club that are critical to us moving forward, and Jake Melksham's been a fantastic, to sign a contract through this is great news for the footy club. He's an outstanding young lad, and we're looking forward to a really bright future with him. No, not that I've seen. All the players that I've seen so far are absolutely resolute in actually being part of this footy club. They want to be a part of this footy club and they want to move forward.
Is there still a fear amongst the group that they might not be allowed to play finals footy?
Oh, it's something that they haven't really discussed as a playing group. We can't control what's going to happen. That's with the hierarchy of the footy club. That's with the AFL, and we need to see how that plays out. But from a player's perspective, they really just want to get themselves back into some form that is competitive and actually something that they can be proud of.
Simon, James said that the release of Doc Reed's letter was designed to make him look bad, but doesn't it actually reflect badly on the club, the content of that letter?
That's something you have to ask the hierarchy of the footy club and James himself. I'm not here to comment about that.
Sure.